made him go into such a deep trance. It's like there was no backup plan because that was your performance, going straight to him and make him go into a deep trance and make him forget about his germ phobia.
I'd been doing shows for 5 years at that time, and so I had a lot of practice. I was doing 80 to 100 shows each year. So at that point, I had 500 shows. Having said that, I was still nervous. I did not know it was going to work. You take a client, you get them hypnotized, you see their eyes moving back and forth, their eyelids, and then you go, okay, regression. See yourself having the first cigarette and it tastes terrible. Fast forwarding your life 4 or 5 years when you're living longer, playing with your kids because you're not smoking anymore. So Howie Mandel, he had a hiccup, his fear, and I said, I will take away his fear. People come to you and they want to get better. Like, you're the magnet and they go to you. I'm the magnet and I went to Howie.
Easy was it for you to make him go in such a deep trance?
Short answer is I was on the stage for 30 minutes. They cut it into 7.5. I had him standing up. I had him do his arms. I did the sleep standing up. He was the right person in the right position. And as long as I think you get your clients into the right place and they trust you and you understand the right communication patterns, they're going to get hypnotized. They can change their lives. When you're doing the stage, you just have to be on for 60 to 90 minutes versus if you're doing the clinical, you think, all right, well, I have 3 clients today. That's a lot of emotional and mental energy because they come in and they're scared and they're nervous and they have this fear or this tension, and you got to just say, okay, let me listen, and I got to shut you up so we can get to work too, because people think I'm the only one with this problem. No, 9 billion people in the world. What are the odds someone else has the exact problem that you have? I'll pitch you this guy. His name is Jason Linett.
Oh yeah, I know him.
I've met him. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he would say the best pre-talk is one you don't have to give because they're already sold into what you're going to do for them. Like, I'll do a session over Zoom and the whole thing might be 30 minutes. It's a crazy thing that with our words, we can change what's here. And if you change there, you change the whole body's chemistry. You tell a person you don't like soda, you like drinking water, you like getting sunlight into your eyes, you like going for walks, you like holding your spouse's hand, you like all these things. And it just changes their everything. So when everyone in the room wants this one thing, I feel it's gonna happen. Maybe I'm just like incredibly optimistic.
No, but it makes sense. I mean, I've read and read and read like so many books. I try to learn from everywhere, and I know that the many things are just repeating themselves. So
Yeah.
this will be the last book that I will read before going out to the street and trying to and practicing it.
Okay.
Anything you think I need to know before doing that?
Yes, because you're not a magician who became a hypnotist. Magicians who become hypnotists can fall back on a card trick, can fall back on a joke. But you tell me what it would look like for you to do something publicly.
What I was thinking is just going to practice, just getting out on the street, getting out to the street and just finding crowded places and talking to like groups of 3 or 4, maybe young people, telling them that I want to try something fun with them. I mean, without sounding that creepy, but yeah.
That's good. The word I wrote down is party. I would like you to do whatever you want, but if you start at parties, see online, Facebook, who of my friends are having a party this weekend? I'd love to come amaze your friends with some really life-changing stuff. Then you're in someone's home and you don't have to fight the elements. And then they're comfortable because they have a mutual friend. Because in my experience, when I was starting, I remember I was at Buffalo Wild Wings and my buddy was doing magic. And I said, I'm not going to do magic. I'm going to just be a hypnotist. And I was like, I'm going to hypnotize you if you'll let me, to a young lady. She was like, okay. And I was like, here are my credentials. I went to this and I have this. And she's like, well, how do I know that? I'm like, that's a good point. You can, I mean, you're not going to travel around with a certificate that says I graduated hypnosis school, but at a party setting, someone says, hey, Diego is doing something really cool. Does anybody want to see something crazy? Has anybody heard about a hypnotist? Who doesn't believe it's real? Great. Let's come over here. Take in the biggest skeptic. Do an induction. Wake them up. They'll be like, whoa. And then everyone else, I want to try. I want to try. You take that tiny fan base and then you say, next weekend, I'm going to do that in the center for strangers at the mall. I would love it if you come and hang out. I have some hypnotist friends who make t-shirts that say, let me hypnotize you. It's a great strategy. Fantastic strategy. I haven't, to my knowledge, made one of those shirts. I don't remember. Like I've been doing this for like 14 years. I did have custom t-shirts back in the day, but walking through the airport, if I had a QR code, it said scan me to learn about hypnosis. If I put a bumper sticker on my car, I heart hypnosis, ask me more. You're still the magnet, but you're letting the pieces find you.
You talked about going to this party and taking in the most skeptic guy in the room and working with that person. Wouldn't the most skeptic person like be trying not to fall and being against it?
Maybe. And it could be the most skeptical woman, right? I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be biased. Typically, in my experience at stage shows, it's a big dude who's like this. It's the biggest person because they're thinking, you can't beat me. You know, I like judo. If you run at me, I can flip you over. And if you run at me very, very fast, I'll flip you farther. So the more energy you give me when I just push away that energy, redirect it, it's so much more incredible for everyone else watching.
But they have to be willing.
Yes, but I think you just answered the question. They are willing because they step up to you. They're saying, I don't believe it. Try me is giving permission. Someone here is like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. I can't get them. The body is defensive. But a dude leaning in is like, come on, I can work with that.
And what if he says, I bet you can't?
That's fine. Would you like to try? I bet I can. How about a playful bet? If I can't hypnotize you, I'll make you whatever drink you want. I'll buy your drink. Something playful like that. But you have to give me a try. Just be fair. I will give you a drink, but you have to just give this a try. And then you can do this, you could try this, do whatever induction you want. But again, if someone's like, oh, I don't want that, leave me alone, I have no chance. But if you give me the it's like David versus Goliath. The whole other army ran away because the short guy beat the big guy. You
Yeah.
gotta try it. I don't know if you're like doubting it in your mind, but you have to try it. If it works, sensational. If it doesn't work, great. It's not like you bombed. It's, ah, I felt something. It didn't really work. I felt something, but maybe with more time. And then the party continues. It's not failure. It's, oh, it didn't work that time. Yeah. Hey, you were right. I'm gonna go make you a drink. What do you want? I'll drink it with you. What do you say?
Ah, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I get it.
Now you just need a strategy for your first group of people. Here's the thing. Which do you think is easier? 3 or 4 people or 20 people?
I would say four, but I guess the answer is 20.
I would think so. As a baseball analogy, trying to hit the baseball, I'd rather have 20 balls thrown at me than 4.
Yeah.
A lot of hypnotists that do the clinical think, well, I've been swimming and I've been swimming in the pool and it's been good. And I'm scared to make the jump and swim in the ocean because there are sharks. There's the unknown. It's deep. I could drown. The secret is in the ocean. If you're in salt water, it's easier to swim. You float more. If you can swim in 10 feet of water, you can swim in 20 feet of water. It just looks more impressive when you're doing it in 20 feet. Please hypnotize yourself.
Yeah.
Change your perspective so you're seeing only success.
Yeah, that's what I have to do because I'm very confident in my ability to help other people.
Yes, I want that for all people. You'll find happiness by helping other people. I think that's a big secret in life that people forget about. Like, I don't know your politics. Your politics don't affect me. I hope that you just leave our time together being happier than when I first met you. So when I see you again, you're more likely to wave at me than to look down at the ground. I think if you go into that attitude with your group of 4 people or a group of 20 people, you'll be good. Let's talk about one more thing, then I'll let you go. You were asking how much stuff online you think is real. The cool hypnotists have a friend with a camera, they have a microphone. They probably have 3 people at least, themselves, camera person, maybe a mic person, and finally someone saying in the distance, come on over, watch this. Because if I tell you I'm a really good hypnotist, who cares? Why are you bragging about yourself? That's awkward. That's uncomfortable. You're crazy. But if someone as a hype person is going, yo, do you see this hypnotist? He's hypnotizing people on the street. And then you get them primed. He's making people forget their names. He's making people do this, that, and the other. And then someone comes, you now have a pre-sold client, and they're coming in. Hey, I heard you making people hypnotized? You getting people hypnotized really? Like for real? I'm like, yeah, yeah. To me. Are you ready? I don't believe it. I don't care if you believe it. If you're ready, we'll get to work. So yeah, please put yourself in a position where you can go into the ocean and you can swim and think of like, holy shit, it's so much easier in the ocean than in the pool.
Maybe tell someone that they will forget something and they don't, and
Yeah, it
the
happens all the
rest.
time. Yeah, happens to me. It happened in my first show ever. Yeah, like forget your name. I have a Jeopardy theme song playing, and he's like, David. I'm like, uh, try again. Still David. I went on Penn and Teller Fool Us. I tried to make Teller talk. He's the one who doesn't talk. It didn't work. But when I was on stage, everyone in the room had a great time. Like I was in a good place. And then they're like, hey, it didn't work. You were entertaining the crowd. You're charismatic. They like you. You didn't fool us. We don't know what that was. It didn't fool us, but good job. And I was like, thank you. I struck out, but I struck with all my might. So that's what matters. That's the other thing. Like, you never know who's listening to you. And as you have a group of 4 or 5 people, you just let your eyes wander. You hear the voice, you keep your balance, and then you would say, sleep all the way down, relax and let go. Your arms can be stuck, but you feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper. Maybe your eyes go back and forth, your eyelids quickly, your heart pounding, but pounding gently. Again, sleep. 5 numbers, it feels like you took a power nap. You're going to be alert, aware, never embarrassed. Remember everything that was said. But in 5 numbers, you come back feeling better than when you woke up this morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, eyes open. If nothing more amazing than this happened, you stuck people in their spot because they were like, why are they doing this? What is this crazy stuff? You get them to watch. And then you have a crowd. Brian Brushwood is a great magician, and he would say, he no longer comes up to people and says, pick a card. You have to give before you receive. The best magician he saw on the street had a little bunny rabbit on a table. He would just lean and touch the bunny rabbit, and someone would say, hey, can I see a rabbit? And like, oh, yeah, give it a pet. Rabbit loves people. Pet the rabbit. And he goes, there's a rule. Once you pet the rabbit, you got to pick a card. I gave you the gift. I let you then do something for me. And then the crowd builds around that because I did the street magic. When it rains, you're out of luck. You got to wait till it stops raining. People will push you away like, hey, this is my storefront. Police will come like, this crowd is too big. Bring it in, separate. 10,000 things go wrong. Where do you put your stuff? Where do you get bathroom? Do you have an amplification system? Do whatever you want, but if there's a party, if there's a fundraising gala, if there's a golf outing, any spot where there are people who are friends or slightly related, you're going to have success.
I'm constantly having thousands of thoughts at the same time and just my mind racing and racing and racing. That's why I have a hard time like concentrating. How do you deal with these kinds of people? For example, when I do the smoking cessation, they have read every single thing about smoking and about cigarettes and about tobacco and about the smoking cessation and about they know the body chemistry and they have read articles and they have seen videos and they have so many reasons for why things are the way they are. Like they are justifying their reality in some way. and people are just their mind races and races and races. How do you deal with these kinds of people? Like when they close their eyes, and it happens to me a lot. Like I just have this intense chatter in my head.
When people will keep talking and say, I'm an expert on quit smoking, why can't I quit smoking? I can't because of this, 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 this. You can gently maybe remind them, you're paying me by the session, by the hour. I'm going to charge you more because we can do it in less time. That might prevent them, stop them from chattering and overthinking. Might think of whatever words you want. I'm not trying to offend you. I haven't had time to do my part yet. So I'm going to, if we have more sessions, charge more because you're taking away from other people's quality of life. For cigarette smokers, quitting is hard. Nicorette could help. Do you have Nicorette in Mexico City?
Yeah.
The patch, it's universal. So you have it. Okay. Two different countries know quitting is hard. Nicorette can help. Do you know who makes the patch? Cigarette company. So the people who say, it's hard to quit smoking, but this patch can help. I tried the patch, it didn't help. I guess I can't quit. They gave you money. You should be offended. It's like a murderer saying, hey, I'm going to take you on a date, you're going to pay, and then I'm going to murder you. Like, no, you're not going to make me pay for the bill and then you murder me. And once people make the connection, the person who said it's hard to quit is the person who does not want me to quit. I can't quit smoking. Is there ever time when you're not smoking? I don't smoke for my kids. I don't want my kids to pick it up, so I don't smoke for my kids. Okay. Can you just think about your kids? Whenever you see the cigarette, oh, my kids, put a picture, I don't care, of your kids on the cigarette case. That'll be your last cigarette case you ever buy. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you $8 to your kids' college or career fund every time you look at, because you're never going to buy another cigarettes again. What a gift you're giving yourself and a gift you're giving to your kids. I just want you to compound all the layers of goodness when you change this bad habit.
I am so grateful. You're so generous.
I'm happy to come meet you in Mexico City. You're going to be my tour guide. You haven't
I
seen
hope you do.
it.
Absolutely.
We've been to Madrid. We went for our honeymoon. We're trying to go to countries for every anniversary. Our anniversary is in July. It's July 19th. I think we're going to go to Ireland this year. But
Never been there.
yeah, us either. We went to New Zealand for the Women's World Cup. That was last July.
Oh, how was that?
It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool.
But absolutely, let me know if you come to Mexico. You told me you're in Chicago?
Yeah,
You're from Chicago?
I am.
Oh yeah, you said that in one of your videos, I guess.
Yeah, we like our city. Our city is fun in the summer. If you can make it in the summer, it's good.
I've never been there. I have some friends in Chicago, but never been there.
A lot of folks from Mexico, a lot of Spanish speakers. Yeah, we got some good communities. 77 different neighborhoods in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
sincerely, it was my absolute pleasure talking with you, man.
Thank you so much, Chris.